Greg Smith.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I welcome very many of the measures contained in this energy bill, not least the clear step forward in embracing nuclear. Indeed, I consider it an act of national vandalism and a huge part of our difficulties on energy cost and supply since Putin's invasion of Ukraine, that previous governments failed so badly on nuclear. But firstly, I wish to focus my remarks on community energy. It is an absurdity that the community energy sector has seen minimal growth in recent years, accounting for less than 0.5% of total UK electricity generation capacity, not because of the cost of technological development or even deployment, but energy market and licensing rules. This should be so easily fixable. And so, Madam Deputy Speaker, I want to add my voice to clauses 272 and 273 to enable community schemes to sell the electricity they generate locally. These seem straightforward, pro-competition, pro-consumer reforms, and my central ask is that they should be adopted as part of the bill. But if my honourable friend, the Minister, is minded not to support them, then what will he propose to open up this huge community energy sector opportunity that the 2021 report of the Environmental Audit Committee identified could grow by 12 to 20 times by 2030, powering 2.2 million homes? Moving on, Madam Deputy Speaker, I turn to the challenges facing rural off-grid households. According to the latest census, 15% of my constituents, and for transparency, this applies to my house too, use oil-fired boilers for central heating, compared to 3% nationally, and a further 4% tanked or bottled gas, compared to 1% nationally. As it stands, such households are looking down the barrels of massive expenditure when their boilers need replacing, with a troubling direction of travel that as soon as 2026, these oil-burning boilers will be banned, and groupthink directing us to worship at the altar of the heat pump. Not only are these things horrendously expensive, but for many rural homes, they just won't and never will work. The government's own data shows that some 20% of off-grid households simply can't use them. Many rural homes, older homes, built out of stone or cob or witchet, which is unique to the Vale of Aylesbury, are less energy efficient, more expensive, more difficult, and in cases impossible to insulate. It is absolutely essential that the government drops ambitions to ban people from using systems that actually work for their homes and instead ensure there is the best variety of choices available for households to choose how to decarbonise in a way that won't leave them broke, indebted and cold. The best way of moving forward on this would be to adopt my right honourable friend for Camborne and Redruth's renewable liquid heating fuel bill into this bill, enabling people to transfer to the use of HVO at a fraction of the cost of a heat pump and associated works. Madam Deputy Speaker, we are talking hundreds of pounds to convert rather than tens of thousands for the alternative. And that leads me on, Madam Deputy Speaker, to a wider ask on the future of fuel. It is hugely welcome that within this bill, the government is seeking to recognise in legislation recycled carbon fuels, extending the eligible fuel types under the Renewable Transport Fuel Orders to include 2 new low-carbon fuels. But given it is inconceivable that the future of aviation and maritime will ever be without the need for a liquid hydrocarbon, the challenge is, what does that liquid hydrocarbon look like? And my central argument, Madam Deputy Speaker, is that by using drop-in biofuels in the short term, which are more easily and financially scalable, and fully synthetic fuels in the medium to the long term, the choice that can be extended to aviation and maritime can equally be enjoyed with much wider access across other heavy-duty applications such as agricultural and construction machinery, road haulage, rail, motorsport, and to link back to my second theme, the very fuel we use to heat rural and off-grid homes in a manner that won't leave people poorer and colder. This is about developing new fuels for what we already have, not seeing the billions and billions of pounds spent in literally reinventing the wheel, or at least that which makes the wheels and the propellers turn. Perhaps such fuels are even the saviour of the road car as we know it, as even the European Commission are proposing to allow e-fuels in combustion engines after their zero-emission cut-off date in 2035. Petrosynthesis, as Paddy Lowe, the pioneer of one synthetic manufacturer, Zero, calls it, creates a balanced, circular and sustainable future of indefinite timescale, the industrial version of the natural carbon cycle. This energy bill should be the vehicle to embrace this evolution right here in the United Kingdom, across transport and domestic energy. Synthetics, Madam Deputy Speaker, offers so much. We just need to get fully behind them.